Today is December 12th, 2025, 12/12. So I'm going to buy a lottery ticket that includes 12 today and be successful and be a winner of the weekend draw for $3 million or $4 million jackpot. Today, let's read this article to practice English. This came from people.com and it's exclusive. The title is Brooke Monk wasn't allowed a phone until she was 16. Months later, her parents were shocked when she hit 1 million followers exclusive. After her recent nomination for the TikTok Awards Creator of the Year, Monk spoke exclusively with people about her humble beginnings on social media and what it took to get where she is now, by Tabitha Parent. Interesting name, Tabitha Parent. Updated on December 10th, 2025. Need to know. Brooke Monk grew up homeschooled and without a phone for the first 16 years of her life. She wasn't until COVID-19, when she began creating videos in her room, that she realized her quarantine hobby could become something slightly more than that. Speaking with people about her 2025 TikTok Award nomination for Creator of the Year, the influencer shares how she managed to go from creating videos alone in a room to amassing a follower presence of nearly $1 million, or 1 million people, right? Amassing a follower presence of nearly million. Amassing a follower presence of nearly. Brooke Monk's parents didn't let her get a phone until she was about 16 years old, but that didn't stop her from later achieving internet stardom. In fact, for a creator who has since amassed over 46 million followers on TikTok, it's quite surprising when she tells people that her family as a whole isn't super engaged with social media. I don't even think my parents have a TikTok. To be honest, the influencer 22 puzzles laughingly. Her parents, in particular, were very aware of social media safety as she was growing up, meaning that when she first got a phone, they were incredibly on top of her about being safe online. So when she first began making content online around the same time that she got her first phone, she felt a responsibility to tell her parents. It was like a week after I started making content, I told my mom, I was like, hey, like a couple thousand people followed me. I'm just making little videos. This is what they are, she shares. Monk recalls being shy about posting initially, as well as sharing it with her family. As a result, she says she felt sure that just a few weeks after beginning, when she told her dad about her new account, he probably chalked it up to just being a little fling. Chalked it up. She told she had tried a YouTube channel before. Don't go looking for it. She had tried a YouTube channel before. Don't go looking for it. Okay, I would not look for Brooke Monk, right, on YouTube, because she's exclusively on TikTok. It seems. Chalked it up. I chalked it up. I chalked it up to. I chalked it up. I deleted it. She laughs. To no avail. So the foray into social media wasn't necessarily surprising to her parents, but perhaps it wasn't necessarily clear just how well things are going for her. After 2 months, I was like, hey, I hit 1 million followers. Good night. She says, revealing her success to her parents. My parents were like, huh? Now the 22-year-old is nominated for Creator of the Year at the inaugural U.S. TikTok Awards, right? Yesterday we learned the award inaugural award, where Trump was presented FIFA Peace Award by who is the FIFA guy? Infantile guy. Inaugural U.S. TikTok Awards. That's good expression. So going up against creator giants like Alex Earl and Keith Lee, fans were able to cast their votes for their favorite creators in the TikTok app's TikTok Awards hub from November 18th to December 2nd. And the final results will be unveiled during the award show on December 18, which will be live streamed on TikTok and Tubi. Speaking about her nomination, Monk reflects on her meteoric rise to fame online. The fact that me making videos in my room can get me nominated for an award is kind of jarring in the best way possible, she said. Right? It's a good expression. A meteoric rise to fame on her reflects, it would not reflect poorly on her, right? Trump's remarks will reflect poorly on him. Monk reflects on her meteoric rise to fame online, right? On her meteoric rise to fame online, the fact that me making videos in my room can get me nominated for an award is kind of jarring in the best way possible. It's jarring in the best way possible. During the COVID pandemic, things really began to blow up for Monk. If you were online at the time, it's likely you came across her videos, humorous POVs depicting relatable moments from her life, especially ones featuring her experience as a teenage coming of age online during a global pandemic. So she was 17 at the time and was creating content all throughout the early years of pandemic. A trajectory that included a brief stint in the Hype House, a content creation collective based out of Southern California mansion, right? Cooperative, collective. A content creation collective. Monk was also homeschooled, meaning she didn't have a big social group growing up, which further inspired her as she created content on TikTok. I was like, maybe I could relate to some people and make some friends online. I do not promote that as like being a so far safe thing to do, but that's like what my mindset was going into it, she explains. Right, collective, content creation collective. Now she perceives her 60 million followers we have across platforms as her online friends. It means so much, she says, of the response she's gotten online. I am genuinely just filming little videos in my room, and I love doing it to the fact that people respond to that and engage with the content and relate to it. I love doing it to the fact. I love doing it to the fact that people respond to that and engage with content and relate to it. And it makes them feel either a sense of community or a sense of relatability, or maybe just a comedic relief through life. After she graduated at 17, a year earlier for most, she took a gap year to decide if she wanted to go to college or continue with content creation. Right? She graduated a year earlier. That's good expression, right? A year earlier for most. A year earlier for most. A year early for most. A year early for most. She took a gap year to decide if she wanted to go to college or continue with content creation. She took a gap year, right? A year earlier for most. A year early for most. A year early for most. She took a gap year. That was really the moment that I decided if this is possible and people continue to engage with my content and really like it, maybe there's something more here than just as a hobby, she says. Monk's platform only grew, and around mid-2020, she was getting recognized when out and about with family and friends at the mall and elsewhere. Out and about, right? Out and about with family and friends at the mall and elsewhere. Monk's platform only grew, and around mid-2020, she was getting recognized when out and about with family, right? Family here is a conceptual concept, so it doesn't have article. And friends at the mall and elsewhere. People started coming up to me, and I was like, is this like someone I've met? Brooke explains. It was so jarring in the best possible way. She is pretty and she has nice bod. Despite the public attention, taking a minute to get used to, a career in social media hasn't swayed Monk's opinion of the platforms where she makes her living. My perspective on it has been, if there's only doubt of am I being a kind and genuine person towards people, as long as I'm being kind and genuine, then I'm going for it. In fact, her biggest fear when it comes to her public-facing career is not if she will have a bad or strange interaction with fans, but rather the other way around. If someone had a negative experience with me and it was my responsibility, I would feel horrible, she says. I would feel so much responsibility out there if it's something that is a reflection of my character and how I treat people. I would feel awful. As a content creator, Monk says she feels a responsibility to her followers to be present and attentive despite the pressures that a full-time career in content creation puts on those constantly participating in generating content and sharing updates on their lives. I would feel horrible, she says. I would feel so much responsibility there. If if it's something that is a reflection of my character and how I treat people, I would feel awful. If someone had a negative experience with me and it was my responsibility. In fact, her biggest fear that it comes to her public facing career is not if she will have the bad or strange interaction with fans, but rather the other way around. That's good philosophy. She sounds like Asian. Hey, what's your name? Monk, right? Not Monk. What's your name again? Oh, Brooke Monk. Yeah. Yeah, I'm reading a lot of articles in the morning, so I got all these things mixed up. Brooke Monk, you can come visit me in Seoul or in Gwangju City in Korea. I would be happy to guide you around the city for maybe 1 or 2 hours. And then you'd be on your own, filming videos in your room or on site on beautiful Korean people and places. I myself work for Korea Telecom KT, the #1 company in Korea, right? We provide landline, mobile, AI, and cloud services to Korean companies, including Hyundai, Samsung, LG, and also a lot of U.S. soldiers in Korea, Northrop Grumman, Raytheon, KAKI, SGT, General Dynamics, and the U.S. Army stationed in Korea. I would be happy to guide you around because I am out and about with my license to be an official tour guide. I'm licensed, right? I'm not a strange guy. 왜? 아니, 아닙니다. As a content creator, Monk says she feels a responsibility to her followers to be present, right? Wow, she has a girlfriend? Sam Des and Brooke Monk. Hey Sam, you have a nice girlfriend right there. You guys can visit me in Korea, right? It looks like you are in Australia, the Tabletop Mountain, or Blue Moon Mountain, I forgot its name. Or are you in South America? I can't imagine coming up to someone like that when I was younger that I like to watch like on YouTube if they were dismissive. For Monk, it's just a blessing to have anybody paying attention. While some content creators push for a separation between their personal lives and their online lives, there's one element of her personal life that Monk is completely fine with letting people in on, and in fact it's becoming quite a large part of her content. Monk's boyfriend, fellow creator Sam Des, has consistently appeared in her videos almost from the very outset. Their couples POVs and videos, like many of Monk's solo posts, consistently earn views and likes into the millions. Wow, they make a lot of money. It's the best thing ever for Monk, who says she and Des work together because they genuinely love making content together. Wow, they look happy. Des is no stranger to content creation either. He was creating content even before Monk was. If I was with someone where they weren't comfortable with social media, they wouldn't be on social media. I would 100% respect that. I would 100% respect that, right? I would 100% respect that. But he is so down for anything, she says. Then jokingly adding, I dressed him up as a minion. Man. He's so down for anything, right? He's up. I don't know. He he okays with anything. He's down for anything. I think that something you have to come to terms with. If you are online, you are going to choose to post your relationship as well. She says of pressures to share things with her audience. People aren't entitled to information about it. They are going to guess. And you have to accept that if you are going to choose to post. It's just a part of what has become ordinary for Monk, who says her days aren't really out of the ordinary, despite her unbridled TikTok fame. I genuinely get up in the morning, I do my workout, I do like any work required, like meetings and such throughout the day, and I create my content and I prioritize that, she says. I schedule out what I want to do, and then I just make food and watch a movie and go to sleep and hang out with my cats. I schedule out what I want to do. I schedule out. That's a good expression, right? I schedule out what I want to do. I schedule out what I want to do. Yeah, Brooke Monk, she's a nice girl. It's a luxury, she says, to be able to live the way she does. People might be surprised that with what I do, she says, explaining that while it may seem like an entire team is behind her, the opposite is actually true. It's literally me and Sam and me and my iPhone. But you said you have a meeting, so I'm getting confused. But nonetheless, Dash is down for everything, right? Minion, you dress him up as a minion. You have responsibility. I would 100% respect that, right? From this article, we learn such expressions as, let's see, I schedule out what I want to do. I would 100% respect that. So he is so down for anything, out and about with the family and friends at the mall and everywhere. A year early for most, she took a gap year to decide, a content creation collective. On her meteoric rise to fame online, the fact that me making videos in my room can get me nominated for an award is kind of jarring in the best way possible. Inaugural US TikTok wars chalked it up, just being a little fling, chalked it up, amassing a follower presence of nearly 60 million, right? Thanks for listening. Have a great day.